لا يزال الخير حيا لا يزال.
بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي.
بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله.
بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. اللهم أعنا على هذا الشهر بالإيمان والإيمان والسلامة والإسلام والتوفيق ما تحب وترضى.
بشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي.
الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعه بإحسان إلى يوم الدين.
He who fails to plan, plans to fail. Sorry, don't mind my manners. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sheikh Paulo, and I want to talk about something that I feel is very, very important. Let's talk about the month of Dhul Hijjah.
The month of Dhul Hijjah is the month of Hajj, as we know, from the name Dhul Hijjah, the month of Hajj, where Muslim faithfuls are expected to go for Hajj and perform the Hajj rites.
Many of us are still at home and are not able to do that. But the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah are actually the best 10 days that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. In these 10 days, we can equally get the reward of Hajj and Umrah. And you can do that any other day of the year. In a hadith narrated by At-Tirmidhi, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever prays Fajr in congregation and then sits in remembrance of Allah until the sun rises and prays 2 rak'ah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards him like the reward of Hajj and Umrah, complete.
One of the best days is the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. Prophet ﷺ said, there are no days that good deeds are being accepted, are being beloved in the hands of Allah like the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. So scholars actually encouraged us that we should do a lot of ibadat, a lot of dhikr, a lot of sadaqat, anything that you have strength to do.
Amongst these days, I'll be focusing on the 9th day of Dhul Hijjah, which is the day of Arafah. Now, it is reported in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that there are no days that people are saved from the fire of Jahannam than these days. Now, what is the day of Arafah and how important is this day of Arafah? Now, if for someone who within these 10 days of Dhul Hijjah did not engage more in the act of Ibadah, now this 9th day is one day that is very, very important and much beloved, because even there is also another hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that states that the deen was completed in this day and everything about the religion was completed, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the religion on this day of Arafah. Now, there are lots of virtues that can be done in this first 10 days, but if, for example, you lack or you did not do it within these days, now it is very, very much important that on the day of Arafah, you should not miss it.
My beloved brothers have spoke about the virtues of Dhul Hijjah, but I will simply list out some deeds that you should engage in this blessed month of Dhul Hijjah. Number 1 is saying the takbir. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Walillahi alhamd. Number 2 is that you should try as much as possible to engage in fasting. Number 3, Birrul Walidain. Another deed to be done in this blessed 10 days is to recite, and not just recite, ponder upon the Quran or upon the verses of the Quran.
Like I said earlier, he who fails to plan, plans to fail. If you want to be successful as an academia, as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, you have to plan. Because if you don't plan, then you plan to fail. Why is it that we plan for our business, we plan for our study, we plan for our marriage, we plan for every important thing in life, but unfortunately, we forget to plan for the hereafter? What is your plan for the hereafter? The first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah is a time or a period where you have a lot of opportunities to make a lot of good deeds and get rewarded for that. These are opportunities where your deeds are multiplied, your sins are forgiven, especially when you do this fearing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and very, 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 very sincere to Him. So what is your plan for your hereafter? How do you plan to utilize the first 10 days of the Hijjah? Do you plan to fast? You know the word of fasting. Do you plan to give charity? you know the reward of giving charity. You plan to go for Hajj, one important time. What is your plan? Or do you have no plan? Or do you plan to fail?
We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to ease our affairs and grant us goodness in this world and make our entry into the hereafter easy for us. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.